Hey guys, this video I want to talk about something a little bit different than the usual stuff. It's in the same vein, but it's just a different perspective, and that is that the videos I've made so far, they deal with, deficits in character and things that need to be worked on in one way or another, things that need to be reconceptualized, aspects of our consciousness that needs to be rewired and ascended and all this sort of thing. But in this video, I just wanted to take a minute to remind myself and you guys that while it's important to focus on these things and devote energy and time to them, it's also important to focus on the things that you have achieved, your past achievements, your positive qualities, things that we usually neglect because it's much easier to focus on the negative aspect of things. But it's paramount that you give yourself credit for the things that you've already done and the changes that you've already made and the progress and the work that you've already made. So don't always focus on, you need balance, especially to fend off the spirit of discouragement, because it's tiring and it's very energy, consumes a lot of energy to always be tuned into that frequency of growth and change and all of these things. And sometimes you need fuel, you need to fuel that. You can't run the tank on empty. And if you get into that frame of mind where you neglect to contemplate your blessings and your positive attributes and your virtues and your strengths of character and all these sorts of things that you should be cognizant of and grateful for, it could possibly tune your frequency more towards a spirit of discouragement as you develop cognitive distortions regarding where you're at currently and the type of person you are. You might get down on yourself and you might just get enter that spirit of discouragement where you feel like it's just not worth it, you're just a lost cause, all of these things. So in order to fend that off, and just in general, we need to be cognizant of all of these aspects of ourselves and keep in mind that we are flawed human beings and that the journey is never ending. But the journey is all we ever have. There is no end, and these things should not be embarked upon, this self-improvement, self-actualization, consciousness ascension. These things should not be engaged with the idea in mind that you're going to go through it and then get to an ending point where you never have to think about it anymore, or where your work is done. So keep that in mind. Retain a grateful and a humble spirit, but also be super cognizant of the blessings that you've been afforded and your virtues and your all of the attributes of your character that are positive, the work that you've been doing, the things that you should consider an ultimate blessing, and replay those in your mind. Use the principle of auto-suggestion to weed out the misguided preconceptions and narratives that you've incorporated into your subconscious. Weed those out. Use the principle of auto-suggestion to continually influence your subconscious into believing that you are already in possession of the highest virtues and that which you seek, so that through repetition, you raise your vibration, you align yourself with the vibrations associated with what you are repeating to yourself, and then they permeate into your subconscious, and your mind and your brain is rewired through the neuroplasticity and all that stuff. So that's important. Keep that in mind. Don't always focus on the doom and gloom, so to speak, the things about yourself that you're unhappy about and all of this stuff. You because it can very quickly consume you and discourage you. That's the point I want to get across. Focus on your blessings. Everything is a blessing. Focus on your positive attributes, the virtues that you're aligning yourself with, the accomplishments you've already achieved, the things you've overcome, the struggles you've overcome, all that you've been through, and use that as motivation and fuel to sustain you and to keep going and propel you forward. And know that it never was about you, the suffering that you're going through, the struggles, the trials and tribulations, whatever you may be going through. Bear it with gratitude, humility, and courage, and know that it's not about you in so much as it's about who you are to become and the level of consciousness you are to ascend to, so that you can facilitate God's plan for you and more easily tap into the infinite intelligence and the creative imagination and all of these things that are going to raise you up, but more importantly raise up the rest of the collective that you are a part of. So keep that in mind. You will get through these things. They aren't about you. If you could like, share, comment, subscribe to this video, this channel, I'd appreciate that. Leave any comments, anything that you might want some advice on, anything you may be struggling with. I'd be happy to be of some assistance if I can. And check out my other channel, Ray Rivera, where I do art and music and stuff. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.